Imagine being kidnapped on your way to visit a friend. Imagine being locked inside a wooden box for 23 hours a day for 7 years. This isn't a horror movie script. This is the true story of Colleen Stan, known as the girl in the box. Today we're diving deep into the chilling case of Colleen Stan, her kidnapper Cameron Hooker, and how she survived the unimaginable. In 1977, Colleen Stan was just 20 years old. She was independent, adventurous, and loved visiting friends and exploring California. On May 19th, 1977, she set out from Eugene, Oregon, to visit a friend in Northern California. She often hitchhiked, something quite common in the 70s, despite the dangers. That day, she turned down 2 rides that didn't feel right. But then, a young couple with a baby offered her a lift. It seemed safe. A man, a woman, and a baby. What could go wrong? The couple was Cameron and Janice Hooker. At first, everything seemed normal. They chatted politely, but after stopping at a gas station, Colleen felt a twinge of unease. She went to the bathroom and said later that a voice inside her told her to jump out a window and escape, but she ignored it. Minutes later, while driving through a secluded area, Cameron pulled out a knife, threatened her, and forced her head into a wooden box with padding and insulation. She couldn't see, hear properly, or move. Colleen was taken to their home in Red Bluff, California. There, Cameron Hooker suspended her from the ceiling, tortured her, and eventually locked her inside a coffin-like wooden box, measuring just 20 inches by 40 inches. This box was placed under their waterbed. She was forced to stay there 23 hours a day, only let out to be abused or do housework. Cameron convinced Colleen that he was part of a powerful organization called the Company. He told her that if she tried to escape, the company would hunt her down and kill her and her family. This psychological manipulation was so strong that Colleen completely submitted, believing she had no other option but to obey. You might be wondering, what about Cameron's wife, Janice? Janice knew everything. In fact, she allowed her husband to kidnap Colleen to replace herself as his sexual slave, so he would stop torturing her. Janice was deeply manipulated and brainwashed too. She saw Colleen as her husband's property, but later admitted feeling guilty seeing Colleen suffer. For 7 long years, Colleen lived in that box. Cameron forced her to sign a slave contract, calling her Kay. He built a soundproof dungeon planning to imprison more women, but it was never completed. Colleen did house chores, took care of the children, and even visited her family once in 1981. Her family noticed she was quiet, extremely submissive, and accompanied by Cameron, whom she introduced as her fiancé. They felt something was wrong but didn't suspect the full horror she was enduring. In 1984, after 7 years, Janice Hooker finally broke down. She told Colleen that the company wasn't real and helped her escape. Colleen called her father and left immediately. Shockingly, she didn't go to the police at first. She wanted to give Janice time to leave Cameron safely. Eventually, Janice reported Cameron to the police. She was given immunity for testifying against him. In 1985, Cameron Hooker was sentenced to 104 years in prison for kidnapping and sexual assault. He remains behind bars to this day, though he still seeks parole. Colleen Stan went on to rebuild her life. She studied accounting, got married, and had a daughter. She still suffers from PTSD, but uses her story to advocate for victims of abuse and manipulation. The story of Colleen Stan, the girl in the box, reminds us of the power of human survival and the terrifying depths of human cruelty. What do you think drives someone to commit such horrors? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you found this story chilling and insightful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more deep true crime stories every week. And I'll see you in the next case.